be less emotionally reactive? Black and white thinking. If you want to be less emotionally reactive, you have to understand this. Most reactivity is not caused by other people. It's caused by black and white thinking. And black and white thinking feels convincing. It feels righteous. It feels clear. It feels protective. But it's one of the fastest ways to dysregulate your nervous system. Today, I'm going to show you what black and white thinking actually is, why it makes you more reactive, and how to shift it in real time so that you can stay steady in difficult conversations. Black and white thinking is when your mind collapses complexity into extremes. It sounds like, he always does this. She never respects me. If they loved me, they wouldn't have to say that. This relationship is either healthy or toxic. There's no nuance, there's no spectrum, just all good or all bad. Here's what's important. Black and white thinking is a nervous system shortcut. When you're activated, your brain simplifies, it categorizes, it reduces, because complexity requires regulation. When you're dysregulated, your brain prefers certainty over accuracy. Extremes feel safer than ambiguity. Let's say someone says something that feels dismissive. Instead of thinking, that comment hurt, I need some clarification, black and white thinking will say, they don't respect me. And then now your body reacts to a global judgment, not just a single moment. Your nervous system escalates. Your tone tightens. You respond to the story, not to the sentence. And this is where reactivity lives. When your interpretation is extreme, your response is going to be extreme. Black and white thinking fuels over-explaining. It fuels a defensive tone, escalation, shutting down, cutting people off prematurely. It turns discomfort into threat, and threat activates survival. If you want to be less emotionally reactive, you must interrupt the collapse into extremes. Here is the shift. Instead of asking, is this good or bad? Ask, what else could be true? Instead of, they never listen, try, right now I really don't feel heard. This is a massive nervous system shift. One is global and permanent. The other is specific and temporary. Specific language reduces activation. Extremes amplify it. Let me give you a practical example. So black and white reaction would be, you always dismiss me. A regulated response would be, when you said that, I felt really dismissed. Can you clarify? Can you see the difference? One attacks identity, the other addresses behavior. When you remove the extreme, you remove the escalation. The very first step is awareness. Notice when you use words like always, never, everyone, no one, completely, totally. These are all red flags. The second step is to pause before speaking. Black and white thinking accelerates your speech. Regulation slows it down. Take one long exhale and then ask yourself, is this interpersonal factual or am I amplifying it? Then reframe it into something specific. Not softer, but more accurate. Accuracy regulates. Extremes inflame. Here's the deeper truth. Black and white thinking is often rooted in fear. If this relationship isn't safe, it must be unsafe. If they hurt me, they must not care. But relationships are rarely that binary, and mature emotional regulation requires tolerance for nuance. You can be hurt and still get curious. You can feel misguided and still regulate. You can disagree without escalating. This is emotional mastery, not suppressing emotion, but refining interpretation. If you find yourself reactive in close relationships, especially when the tone shifts or expectations aren't met, this is nervous system work. Inside my Emotional Mastery Masterclass, we practice regulation training as well as daily calm techniques and how to pause before reacting. How to return steady instead of escalating, because insight is not enough. Reactivity is reduced through practice. If you're ready to stay calm in difficult conversations instead of spiraling, I'll link the masterclass below. And if this resonated, let me know in the comments. Where do you notice black and white thinking showing up most for you?